So Dave and I just wanted to hop on here. We get a lot of the same questions.
We do.
From people that are moving to Georgia, and they're going to move to the Atlanta area, and they're trying to decide what area they're going to move to.
The north side or the south side of Atlanta.
So it's a common question, and we thought we'd just kind of share some of our personal experiences as well as those of our clients and some of the thoughts that go into that.
So both our families moved to the Atlanta area from the Northeast when we were young.
Yes, and so my dad traveled for a living, and but they had friends in Stone Mountain. So this is back in the early 80s. And so where do you think they started looking? They started looking in Stone Mountain. And Dad ran into another sales rep, and he said, "You got to come down to Peachtree City. That is the best kept secret." And it was a secret. Dad had no idea. He'd never heard of Peachtree City. And a lot of people hadn't at that time. And so Mom and Dad went down to Peachtree City, and the rest is history. That's where we moved. They fell in love with it. Dad loved the convenience to the airport, which is one thing you're going to hear a lot of. It's very convenient. And then, of course, your mom and dad, your granddad lived in Peachtree City.
So my granddad had retired from his first career, and then when he was a real estate agent in Peachtree City. And my parents were looking around the Peachtree City area, and they ended up in Fayetteville. The whole south side is just a great place to choose from. We got lots of cities. Peachtree City is just kind of the most famous because of the golf carts.
Yeah, it's gotten it on a lot of magazine covers and things just because there's not a lot of towns across the country that are not retirement communities that have the golf cart lifestyle. But Peachtree City isn't for everybody.
Well, and we get people that, speaking of retirement,
yeah,
we get people that have retired to Florida and they don't want the perpetual summer. They want to have a little bit of winter and a little bit of fall and a little bit of spring.
Which you get in Georgia.
And they end up in Peachtree City. And they're convenient to the airport as well. Because when you're retired, a lot of these people, they want to go to Europe, and they want to go to Africa, and they want to go to Australia. And you can pretty much go...
I do too.
You can pretty much go anywhere in the world nonstop out of Atlanta.
So, and that is a huge draw, not just for retired folks, but for people that work for a living, and they travel for a living rather. And, you know, they don't want to spend a ton of time either going through Atlanta. We've got a lot of clients that's one of the reasons they're moving. They're sick of having to stay overnight.
Where they were living before is they would have to go off on business, connect through Atlanta, and they were thinking, well, I could just wake up, drive to the airport, and go directly out of Atlanta. And then on their commute home, they're having to connect through Atlanta. And they're getting home either a day later or 5-6 hours later.
So that time is now with their family
Exactly.
versus traveling. So it's a kind of a quality of life decision.
It really is.
So, and you know, the airport is very convenient, which is a huge factor for a lot of people.
That's why we have so many business people, so many pilots, so many mechanics, so many flight attendants, anything to do with travel, business, or directly travel, working for an airline. So many of those people pick the south side of Atlanta just for that.
Now, one of the things, Dave's kind of got a way that he looks at it, because a lot of people, and I understand that. What's the big difference between the south side or the north side? I hear the north side's better, or I hear the south side's better.
They're definitely different. So I look at it as less, more. The south side, we have less, and on the north side, they have more.
Sounds like a negative for the south side.
So on the south
But
side, we have less traffic, we have less population, but we also have less restaurants, we have less shopping, we don't have as many museums or things to do. On the north side, they have the baseball stadium is up there. They have more museums. They have more traffic. They have more population. They have more time getting to the airport. And it really is, for better, for worse, the south side is less and the north side is more.
Yeah, and some people, they choose to live on the north side, and they're like, you know what? For the one time a month I go to the airport, I'm going to deal with the 2 hours it may take me to get to the airport. People choosing the south side is like, you know, I go to all the Braves games, but for the once a week or, you know, however many times I go, I'm going to just deal with it. So there's definitely positives and negatives to wherever you choose to live. We're certainly biased to the south side of Atlanta, but there's gorgeous areas to the north side. But if you'd like more information, and we have other top 5 reasons, so check out our other videos. We're going to link those below. We'd love to help you have any questions or want to know more about South Metro Atlanta.
If you're looking to move to South Metro Atlanta area, we're definitely your team. If you're thinking you might want to move to the North Metro Atlanta area, still let us know, and we can find you a great real estate agent up that way as well.
We have the perfect people to work with.